Zimbabwe is once again making bold headlines across the globe, this time for launching the construction of a colossal $270 million lithium processing plant that could fundamentally shift the country's standing in the global energy market. With the groundbreaking expected to take place in the third quarter of 2025, this ambitious project positions Zimbabwe not just as a mining hub, but as an emerging value-added player in the global lithium supply chain. In an era where energy dominance is defined by who controls and processes critical minerals, could Zimbabwe finally be stepping into the driver's seat? This landmark initiative is being spearheaded by Zimbabwe's state-owned Kuvimba mining house at the Sandawana mine, a site already rich in lithium ore. The idea for the plant was born out of growing national frustration with exporting raw materials only to import them back at exorbitant costs once refined. For years, Chinese companies have shipped Zimbabwean lithium concentrate to their own refineries abroad, leaving Zimbabwe with mere crumbs from a potentially billion-dollar industry. Now, with global demand for electric vehicles and battery storage technologies soaring, Zimbabwe is finally turning the tide by building its own state-of-the-art processing facility. Technically, the Sandawana lithium project is a game-changer. Once operational, the plant will have the capacity to process 600,000 metric tons of lithium ore annually, putting it among the top lithium concentrators on the African continent. It will be developed in collaboration with two unnamed Chinese metals giants who will not only construct the facility, but also operate it for a minimum of 5 years before transferring ownership back to Kuvimba Mining. While the names are under wraps due to final negotiations, past dealings suggest that Zhejiang Kyoyu Cobalt and Tsingshan Holding Group could very well be involved. These are no lightweight firms. They are titans in the battery metal space with the technical and financial muscle to see the project through. Located in Zimbabwe's mineral-rich Midlands province, the Sandawana mine already boasts considerable lithium stockpiles. Kuvimba has been trucking some of this ore to a processing plant in Gwanda, operated by Tsingshan. However, with the new Sandawana concentrator, Zimbabwe will no longer need to rely on external plants. The planned facility is expected to house a range of advanced infrastructure, crushing units, flotation circuits, waste treatment systems, and likely even in-house laboratory services for quality assurance. All eyes are now on the project's timeline, which targets a 2027 commissioning date, coinciding with forecasts for a recovery in global lithium prices. But who's footing the bill for this staggering $270 million investment? While the final financing arrangements are still being hammered out, the bulk of the capital is expected to come from the unnamed Chinese partners under a build-operate-transfer model. This structure allows Zimbabwe to benefit from international investment and expertise while retaining long-term control of the asset. The deal reflects a growing trend among resource-rich nations seeking to assert more sovereignty over their natural wealth. By bringing in external funding and technology under temporary conditions, Zimbabwe is playing the long game. This isn't just another mining venture. It's a revolutionary pivot. Lithium is the new oil in the era of decarbonization, powering everything from smartphones to EVs to energy storage systems essential for solar and wind grids. The International Energy Agency has estimated that the world will need at least 55 new lithium mines by 2035 to meet growing demand. And Zimbabwe, already the top lithium producer in Africa and among the top 10 globally, is in prime position to plug this gap. But for too long, the country has earned less than it should because it exported its lithium in raw form. This is why the government recently made a game-changing policy announcement. Starting January 2027, Zimbabwe will ban the export of lithium concentrates to force value addition within its borders. In other words, if you want Zimbabwe's lithium, you'll have to refine it in Zimbabwe. The timing couldn't be more strategic. The The construction of the Sandawana plant sends a crystal clear message to investors and global energy players alike. Zimbabwe is no longer just a pit stop in the lithium supply chain, it wants to be a destination. With this plant, Zimbabwe will be able to produce lithium concentrates on its own soil, boosting local industries, creating jobs, and earning far more revenue than it would by simply shipping out unprocessed ore. It's a decisive move to leverage the country's resource wealth for sustainable national development. The potential benefits are enormous. Beyond increased export earnings, the plant is expected to generate hundreds of direct and indirect jobs, stimulate local infrastructure development, and attract downstream industries like battery manufacturing. In the long term, Zimbabwe could even become a regional hub for lithium processing, serving neighboring countries like Namibia, the DRC, and Mali, nations also ramping up their lithium exploration. Could this spark a continent-wide shift towards mineral beneficiation in Africa? Zimbabwe deserves applause for not only envisioning such a bold industrial project, but also executing it with such clarity and urgency. In a time when many African countries continue to bleed wealth by exporting raw resources, Zimbabwe is taking the road less traveled, one that promises long-term economic sovereignty. By insisting on local value addition, the country is rewriting the rules of engagement in Africa's mining sector. But this moment shouldn't belong to Zimbabwe alone. The Sandawana lithium plant should serve as a wake-up call for the entire continent. Why should Africa remain the world's quarry when it can be its refinery? From Ghana's bauxite to the DRC's cobalt to Namibia's rare earths, the resources are there. The question is, do we have the political will and strategic vision to turn these into industrial revolutions? Zimbabwe has made its move. Now it's up to the rest of Africa to follow suit. If one $270 million plant can flip the script in Harare, imagine what 10, 20, or 50 such projects across the continent could do. The global energy transition is well underway. Will Africa just power it, or will it profit from it too? Your perspective matters. What do you make of Zimbabwe's plans to dominate the global lithium market through a mega $270 million processing plant? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments section below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the New Africa Wealth and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our informative future videos. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thank you for watching.